right now, with this racial tension, how do we view it? What's going on if we merge it with a non-dual perspective? Of course, we are all the same in essence. Of course we are. It's our mind that perceives difference. And if our mind thinks that difference because of skin color is significant, why doesn't it think significance because of hair color is different? Oh, we had another type of racism that said hair color is significant way back in the last century. And if you see how ridiculous these divisions are, they are only stemming from fear, from pain, from our own trauma. And instead of taking responsibility for our own part in things, if we project it onto others, then I'm right and you're wrong. And we abuse power in this way. And this is what has given rise, in my view, to racism in the first place. The movement of Black Lives Matter. In the beginning, it's like, come on. How is this going to turn into some type of a protest? Because peaceful protests work, specifically in the US, but they work globally. And when it began after George Floyd's murder, it's like, yes, change can happen now. Something was so excited within me. It's like, come on, let's do this. And so playing my own part in it, we are all African. We're all African. That's where the human race started. And our races came from where we were dispersed to from Africa. We're all African. What's the problem? So what's happening is that we're projecting our fear and not processing it. And this is what happens all of the time. We just don't want to look inside because it's too darn uncomfortable. But each of us is responsible for reinforcing the status quo of racial structures in our communities. Each of us. And it's up to each of us to realize, how is it that we are reinforcing the status quo for our own race, for our own culture? What are we doing that we're not even awake to? Let's educate ourselves. Let's read more about it. Let's watch the movies that are there right now. Let's change our websites so that there's visibility for many different cultures and races everywhere we look, so that we stop seeing difference and we stop seeing this is normal, this is not. It's bullshit. We're all African. We're all African. We're all people. And, when it comes to a country like the US, it goes very deep, because there never has been equality of race. It's never been here. And so we're looking at 400 years of social structures. And it's like the caste system in India. It's like England and Ireland. England took over Ireland for 600 years. We're now 100 years after the Republic, but there's still tension. 100 years after equality has come in. 100 years. And it's still playing. In people's lives, there still isn't that much equality yet. It's not quite there. So it's going to take a long time. But this huge upsurgence is absolutely necessary. And I applaud peaceful protests. I applaud it. There's no other way that we're going to be shaken to wake up to taking responsibility for how does my perceiving mechanism in my brain and in my cultural conditioning enforce this system that is racist? What is my part in it? That's what every single one of us has to do, regardless of our race. We're all supporting it. We're all allowing it. And so it's up to us to take personal responsibility. From the non-dual perspective, the oneness in that lens of perception, if you get glimpses of it, or if you abide there, there is a recognition of what is the same before there is a recognition of difference. And when you know what is the same, your brain can superimpose some difference when it's needed. But difference because of skin color, that isn't a difference. That just isn't a difference. It's not. We're all human. We're all people. The same and not different.